In 2024, horror movies continued to captivate audiences with their thrilling plots, bone-chilling scares, and special effects that push the boundaries of terror. From the supernatural to psychological horror, filmmakers spared no expense in creating unforgettable experiences for fans of this genre. Let's take a look at 33 new horror movies that were already released or will be released in 2024. Our selection opens with an American supernatural horror film titled Night Swim. The movie plot tells the story about a former baseball player, Ray Waller, and his family. They move into a new house, and Ray hopes that the backyard swimming pool will be fun for the kids and provide physical therapy for himself. But soon, a dark secret from the home's past unleashes a malevolent force that drags the family into the depths of inescapable terror. The second movie in our selection, middle-rated movie Baghead. It tells us the story of a young woman, Iris Lark. She inherits a rundown pub, then discovers a dark secret within its basement. A shape-shifting creature named Baghead that will let you speak to lost loved ones, but not without consequence. Comedy horror movie Lisa Frankenstein is a modern retelling of the classic Frankenstein story, set in the present day and told from the perspective of a young woman named Lisa. The 11th installment in the popular horror film franchise titled Saw continues to follow the story of the Jigsaw Killer and his twisted games of life and death. In this installment, a new group of unsuspecting victims find themselves trapped in a series of elaborate traps, each one representing their past sins and forcing them to make difficult choices in order to survive. A British adventure horror thriller titled Out of Darkness. Set in the Paleolithic era, a disparate 6 humans band together in search of a new land. But when they suspect a malevolent mystical being is hunting them down, the clan are forced to confront a danger they never envisioned. Next movie in our horror selection is a British psychological horror movie directed by Robert Morgan titled Stop Motion. In this movie, a stop-motion animator struggles to control her demons after the loss of her overbearing mother. An American supernatural horror film titled Imaginary received mostly negative reviews from critics. Movie plot tells the story about a woman named Jessica. She returns to her childhood home and discovers that the imaginary friend is very real and unhappy that she abandoned him. Next movie in our selection is an American horror film that was directed by Michael Moen. Immaculate. It tells the story of a woman of devout faith named Sister Cecilia. She was warmly welcomed to the picture-perfect Italian countryside, where she is offered a new role at an illustrious convent. But it becomes clear to Cecilia that her new home harbors dark and horrifying secrets. Abigail. An upcoming American monster horror is scheduled to be released by Universal Pictures on April 19, 2024. The film focuses on a group of kidnappers who capture and must watch over Abigail, the daughter of the most powerful underworld figure, for the $50 million ransom. But soon, Abigail reveals her true nature as a vampire child, hunting them down one by one. A highly anticipated prequel to the movie The Omen that was released in 1976, and the 6th film in the Omen franchise titled The First Omen. The plot follows an American woman, Margaret Dino, sent to work at a church in Rome. She uncovers a sinister conspiracy to bring about the birth of the Antichrist. The First Omen is scheduled to be released on April 5, 2024. Return to Silent Hill. In the new chapter of the most popular movie and video game franchise, we are transported back to the eerie and desolate town of Silent Hill, where darkness and horror lurk around every corner. Directed by acclaimed filmmaker Christoph Gans, the film serves as a direct sequel to the previous installments in the Silent Hill franchise. The Strangers. Chapter 1. An upcoming American horror thriller that serves as the 3rd film in the Strangers film series. It is the first installment of a new trilogy of standalone films, where Chapter 1 will follow a similar premise to the first film and takes place in the same continuity as the first 2 installments, acting as a prequel to the first film. One of the most awaited horror movies in 2024, A Quiet Place. Day 1. The film explores the events leading up to the emergence of the alien creatures that have taken over the world and the desperate struggle for survival that follows. It is a tense and gripping prequel that sheds light on the origins of the terrifying world depicted in the original film. It is a story of family, survival, and the strength of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable odds. Alien. Romulus. In this science fiction horror, a group of space explorers from Earth land on the distant moon of Romulus in search of new resources. Soon they began to realize that they are not alone on this desolate planet. A production of Scott Free Productions, the film is scheduled to be theatrically released by 20th Century Studios on August 16, 2024. One of the most anticipated horror. Smile. Chapter 2. After the extraordinary success of the first part of the film, which grossed $217 million worldwide on a budget of $17 million, it was worth expecting the premiere of the second part. A new entitled Smile sequel is scheduled for release by Paramount Pictures on October 18, 2024. Terrifier, Chapter 3. An anticipated third installment in the popular horror franchise that revolves around the sadistic antics of the gruesome clown, Art the Clown. Building on the success of its predecessors, Terrifier 3 promises to deliver even more shocking and terrifying moments that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Terrifier 3 is poised to become a classic in the horror genre and solidify Art the Clown as one of cinema's most iconic and terrifying villains. Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey, Chapter 2. A sequel to the cult horror movie that shocked audiences worldwide. In this second installment, we delve deeper into the dark and twisted world of the 100-Acre Wood, where childhood innocence is turned into a living nightmare. Witchboard. An American supernatural horror film is a wild reimagining of the classic 80s horror franchise. A young girl, Emily, finds an ancient pendulum board that was once used for summoning spirits. Concerned for Emily's well-being, her friend Christian seeks the help of an occult expert named Alexander Baptist, who has knowledge of the bloodlines that connect them to the witchboard. But very soon, they all become part of a dangerous game that puts Emily's soul in peril. The continuation of the most successful franchise, The Conjuring. In the fourth chapter, which was titled Last Rites, action takes place several years after the events of the previous film. The Warrens are called to investigate a series of disturbing hauntings at a small church in rural New England. As soon as they arrive, the Warrens are met with a sense of overwhelming dread. The church has a dark and sinister history, with rumors of witchcraft and demonic possession dating back centuries. Iron Lung. A science fiction horror movie is an adaptation of the 2022 video game of the same name. The movie plot kept under wraps, but we know that it will tell us about a post-apocalyptic future where an event known as the Quiet Rapture caused all known stars and habitable planets in the universe to disappear. One of the most anticipated comedy slasher film, titled Mickey's Mousetrap. It is a horror reimagining to Walt Disney's 1928 animated short film Steamboat Willie. Movie plot follows a group of friends trapped inside an amusement arcade after it closes as they are terrorized by a masked killer in a Mickey Mouse costume. A new installment in the Insidious horror film series titled Thread. An Insidious Tale. The premiere of the movie is planned for 2024, but we don't know the exact date. The fifth part of the series grossed over $189 million worldwide, with a production budget of $16 million, so we are sure that the new Insidious chapter will be no less exciting and scary. Camp Pleasant Lake. An exciting slasher horror film that takes place in a camp around a 20-year-old mystery regarding a missing girl. The Watchers. An American supernatural horror film is based on the novel of the same name. The plot follows 28-year-old artist Mina gets stranded in an expansive, untouched forest in Western Ireland. Upon finding shelter, she unknowingly becomes trapped alongside three strangers who are watched and stalked by mysterious creatures each night. Tarot. A supernatural horror film is based on a 1992 novel named Horoscope. The plot centers on a group of college friends who start dying in ways that are related to their fortunes after having their tarot cards read. Before their time runs out, they have to work together to uncover the mystery. Stream. An upcoming American horror film that tells about young couple Roy and Elaine Keenan. To reboot their relationship, they go on vacation, but soon, they become victims of four crazed maniacs who begin their hunt. Nosferatu. A modern retelling of the classic vampire same-name film. This updated version takes place in a dystopian future where vampires rule over a decaying world. The film follows the story of Count Orlok, a powerful vampire who terrorizes the inhabitants of a small town. The dark and eerie atmosphere, coupled with striking visuals and elaborate set designs, create a haunting and atmospheric experience for viewers. Late Night with the Devil. A found-footage horror film will show a live broadcast of a late-night talk show in 1977 that goes horribly wrong, unleashing evil into the nation's living rooms. Longlegs. An American horror thriller film will be released on July 12, 2024. Set in 1974. The movie plot centers around FBI agent Lee Harker. She is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes unexpected turns, revealing evidence of the occult. Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again. Arcadian. An action horror film starring Nicolas Cage as Paul. A father and his twin teenage sons must fight to survive in a remote farmhouse at the end of the world. I Saw the TV Glow. An American horror thriller where main roles were played by Justice Smith and Bridget Lundy Payne, tells the story about a young boy named Owen. He is trying to make it through life in the suburbs when his classmate introduces him to a mysterious late-night TV show, a vision of a supernatural world beneath their own. But after a while, Owen's view of reality begins to crack. A sequel to Beetlejuice that was released in 1988, and the second film in the franchise titled Beetlejuice. A highly anticipated fantasy horror comedy film continues to tell the story about a ghost who's recruited to help haunt a house. And here is the last horror movie in our selection. Cuckoo. This horror film tells the story about 17-year-old Gretchen. She leaves her American home to live with her father, who has just moved into a resort in the German Alps. But something doesn't seem right in this tranquil vacation paradise. Gretchen is plagued by strange noises and bloody visions until she discovers a shocking secret that also concerns her own family. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed our selection, please like and share it. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see more movie selections.